Alright, so not the greatest example, but it was an example of something that's repetitious. A couple different patterns going on here, so sometimes we can capture a bunch of different patterns. Here we have a pattern.
Avast
Oh my
virus
goodness.
database has been updated.
Just so y'all know, I'm safe now. I'm updated. Here we have a pattern of my blinds. So, not the greatest photo, but at least it's a pattern. It could be a color, because I have very orange blinds. Here we have a pattern of remote controls. 3 or more, so if you have a bunch of remote controls, add them up into a pattern and get creative. Could be color, could be, pattern and color, maybe shape. Here we have a pattern, and we have color of noodles downstairs waiting for boating season to start. If I were to go to the end of those, we could get shape. Here we have color, and we also have pattern. We have a pattern of solo cups stacked. Here we have a color and a pattern. This is like a broken pattern, actually, because I have spoon, spoon, knife, and then spoon, spoon, so that's kind of a broken pattern. So you can do something, so simple. Just find a bunch of stuff around your house and stick it in a pattern. Or find things that are colorful and put them against a white or black backdrop, whichever way they look best. Here we have shape. Oh, I am hating this window. Here we have shape. It could be color too, but basketball is round, so we have a circle. Here we have shape and pattern. Maybe texture, if I'd have gone at a different angle and get better, more solid shadows, I could have had texture in this. This is not the greatest because I was getting reflection on the Pepsi boxes, but here I have color, I have shape, and I also have pattern. Here we have a pattern, and yes, I still have some Christmas stuff up. So I have Halloween and Christmas. I think my goal is to have at least one thing for every holiday left up in the house, just because I'm weird. Here we have shapes. We also have pattern. Here we have pattern and we have color. Here we have shape. Have a bunch of different shapes, so lots of circles and a rectangle. Here we have shapes of candles and color. My TV is a shape. Here we have a shape that's kind of circular, so this stone on the carpet could be considered. I like this carpet, the texture of this one, better than the other photo. Here we have a diamond shape, which is a recognizable geometric shape, so we can go with diamond. Here we have a colorful shape that has pattern to it also. Now this one's kind of an abstract shape. The idea is that this is a triangle, so you can have implied shapes. I also do have some pattern here too, with the mat that it's on. But if you find something you can create an implied shape, that always works. This one's horrible. I didn't realize how bad this one looked. This is shape and pattern, but it's very, very blurry. So you guys can have a lot of fun picking on me because I do have blurry photos. So see, not everybody's perfect. Here we have a shape. It's a circle. And I think this is my last shape, which is a square. So, hopefully that boringly gave you guys plenty of ideas of things you can do. It's pretty simple. So I already have your assignment up on Blackboard, but I'll go over it with you real quick. First off, we're going to have 5 photos, just like we always do. First one you want to do, the color doesn't have to be first, but one of the photos you need to do is you need to demonstrate color. You want to remember that you want to try to find something very bright and colorful. You can totally set this up if you want, but you want the colors to really pop. So if they don't already pop in and of themselves, you want to put them in something that's not super noisy background. Just put them against something that's not super noisy, maybe a more muted color. A white, a gray, a black, maybe a muted brown, or a color that makes your object really stand out. So take one of those, and of course we're going to call that one color. So please title that one color. Then we're going to do a texture, and believe me, I fought to get a texture around my house, so I understand how difficult they can be. So you want to try to find something that demonstrates texture. So if you don't want to walk outside and find a tree, try to find a wall, something that's woven that you can definitely get good shadows on to show the texture, so we can actually feel the photo and understand and make a good educated guess by the shadows and the highlights what that thing would feel like. Is it soft and fuzzy? Is it prickly? Is it sticky? Is it, whatever. I will ask you to shy away from using water. I think everybody wants to try to do water, and I really, I have a hard time accepting water as a texture. So try to find something else. There's plenty of other textures around, I'm sure. Next we want to do, and of course you want to call that one texture, so make sure you title that texture. Then we want to do a pattern, so find something that forms a pattern. So anything that's repeated 3 or more times is considered a pattern, and you're good to go. You can set this up, or you can find one in and of itself around your house. Call that one pattern. Then we're going to go find some kind of a geometric shape. So we want it to be something that is very like Sesame Street basic shape. Circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, octagons, pentagons, diamond, something very, very recognizable. If we were to completely black your shape out, we would totally be able to tell what your shape was. A 5-year-old could tell what your shape was. That's the idea. Bring it down. Take photographs for the Sesame Street crowd. It's kind of the idea of this, is to find cool shapes somewhere in your environment. Call that one shape. It does say here, sorry guys, no signs are allowed. So if you have something hanging up in your house, that's one thing. I just had a lot of people going and doing street signs. I got a little bored at looking at those. So I'd rather you find something else. There are shapes everywhere, so I don't think we need to go out and do signs. And then the 5th one, this one you can pick whichever one of these concepts you liked best, or maybe you had 2 ideas and you couldn't choose between the 2. Go ahead and repeat something. I don't want you to repeat the same photo. I want you to find, if you have 2 really cool colorful things, then you'll have 2 color photos in your group. Some people may find 2 really awesome textures, so you'll have 2 different texture photos. Whichever one worked best for you, go ahead and repeat that and call that one, my choice, and then what it was. My choice color, my choice texture, my choice pattern, my choice shape. Okay? So make sure you fill your frame as best you can. Zoom in. Remember, try to do your best with keeping things in focus and not shaky. If you have to steady your camera on something or steady your arms on something, do your best to do that. Take a bunch of different photos. If some of you guys can figure out how to put your camera in what they usually call burst mode, where it'll take a succession of photos as long as you hold the shutter button down. Sometimes if you're kind of shaky, taking a bunch of rapid fire photos of one thing, you have a tendency to have one in that group that will actually be in focus. So that's kind of my trick when I'm kind of shaky. I'm having a hard time getting non-shaky photos. I'll burst mode and get a bunch of photos and then pick the one that's the least shaky. So try to be careful of your exposures. If you have to use flash, but be mindful, sometimes flash isn't the best idea. Sometimes just turning on some extra lights. Watch your white balance if you can. Put this one in your homework set on Flickr, not sitting out in your photo stream, not sitting out in the group. It needs to be in your set called homework, and make sure that you label, and I misspelled label. Make sure you label your photos correctly, because as you see, they can be a bunch of different things. So I want to make sure I know exactly what you intended it to be, okay? If these things are not done correctly, I will not even bother to grade them, and I will not give another chance. This, pay attention. We've had enough people have had some problems, and hopefully we've all learned from our mistakes, so we can get everything put in there. Make sure you've got 5 photos in that set, not just 1. So once you're done uploading, go back into your set and make sure that all 5 of them are there. If they're not, then you need to go get them put in there, because I know sometimes accidents happen. Get these turned in Sunday by noon, and I will see you guys on Monday, and we'll start lecture on the next assignment for the next week. So have a great weekend, guys. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.